we got to get them, see what they think about this, right? And they can feel as if the officers that are assigned to their neighborhoods are their go-to people, or people that they can trust with information.
Well, you are very much a go-to guy. You're an East Ender. I know you're here in the neighborhood. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the relationship that first responders have across the different units and divisions? So, between Toronto Fire, EMS, and then an institution like our community hospital, like Michael Garron Hospital. You must work very closely with them, and what does that mean to you?
Yeah, like you said, I live in your ward, Ward 19. It's a great area, and you've done a lot to help. As an officer, I spent a lot of time at Michael Garron Hospital. A lot of people, if we're arresting people or we have people in custody and they need medical attention, we'll take them to Michael Garron. If we're apprehending somebody under the Mental Health Act, we'll take them to Michael Garron. So we're there a lot, and we've had great experiences with the staff there. My son was actually born at Michael Garron Hospital. I had a really positive experience there with my wife. No issues at all, and hopefully have more children. We'll be back there again.
But, that's what I talk about all the time. It's, for so many of us, we have such a personal connection with our community hospitals. For me, it's obviously Michael Garron, but for everyone out there, whatever your local hospital is, you have that story and that relationship, whether it's your baby's being born or going in and getting stitched up after a sporting event or something, or end of life for folks and loved ones, that care that they need at those really precious moments. These hospitals, places like Michael Garron, are there for us. And I think that's why we're seeing such a tremendous response with Crush COVID, because it is an hour of need for our frontline healthcare workers, and people want to help out, and they haven't hesitated. And the support's actually been really, really overwhelming and heartwarming. And I know Toronto Police does a lot of work in the community and builds those relationships. I'm thinking of SPG 50 with Little Michael and the work in Topham Park in that neighborhood. Toronto Police have been very helpful and involved in all the fundraising around that as well. So it really is about community building. And I wanted to touch on Project O, which I think is something really cool. I was really excited about that. I know it's obviously on hold right now, but again, building relationships, connecting people. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, I've actually got my Project O shirt on underneath here.
Looking good, man. Yeah. Beautiful.
So, so Project O, it's this year was supposed to be the 8th year, and of course it's got a bit off the rails now with the schedule.
Just call it delayed. It's just delayed.
Yeah, it's just being postponed.
Yeah.
So I'm confident that we were originally going to do some races in June, but we'll push them back to.
So just for everyone's benefit, can you tell us a little bit about it? Like, what is the No, these folks may not have heard of it yet, but it's about health and fitness. So this is an audience that's pretty interested in that, and big supporters of youth. So what are you doing with Project O?
Yeah, absolutely. So 8 years ago, it was when Spartan Race first came to Toronto, and I had mainly been a team sports guy up to that point, hockey and baseball primarily. But I found it harder and harder to do team sports as I got older and got more involved with shift work, etc. So something that was individual, like an obstacle race where you're just on your own and it's just you against the clock and against the obstacles, I just thought, that sounds like fun. I'm going to try that out. So I did my first 5-kilometer Spartan race, like I said, probably 2012. And I just had such a blast. I just feel like a part of me came alive that had been dormant since I was a child. It just felt like a playground for adults. And the excitement with thousands and thousands of other people running through the mud and, doing monkey bars and falling off with the water and stuff. I just thought it was hilarious and such a good excuse to get out of the city and do something fun with other people. And I remember thinking that, this is something that everybody should experience. And this is something that many youth from Toronto wouldn't have the opportunity to experience. A, they wouldn't necessarily hear about it through their network. And B, if they did hear about it, they wouldn't necessarily have the means, whether it be the transportation, the money, even the willpower necessarily. Like, sometimes people need a push, they need encouragement, and they need everything to come together. So that's when I started thinking about, maybe there's a way to engage some of the youth in my area at the time. I was working downtown, and bring a group of youth to one of these races. So So I was aware of this group that's called Pro Action Cops and Kids, and they're affiliated with the police. And what they do is they raise funds privately, and the funds that they raise are available to police officers that come up with their own programs for youth. So I put an application together, and I applied for some funds from Pro Action Cops and Kids to run a program. And the idea was that I would train with a group of youth once a week for 3 months, and we would train for one of these obstacle races. So early on, it was awesome. We had a trainer that we had hired from Food Factory Fitness downtown, and he was an ex-US Marine drill instructor, and it was just like amazing training. After every session, one of the youth or one of the police officers would share a story about an obstacle that they had overcome in life. And that kind of sharing really broke down a lot of barriers and allowed people to connect. It allowed the group to be vulnerable. It allowed people to bond. And we're talking a major cross-section of people. Like, in my program over the years, we've had everything from 14-year-olds to 25, 26-year-olds, male and female, all different backgrounds, race, religions, cultures, and yet everybody's connected on the idea. And I try to distill it down to the simplest term, which is this: in life, we all have struggles, we all have stress. It's different for every person. We can't judge how someone else's stress is impacting them. All we can do is deal with our own and encourage others with theirs. And the idea of physical fitness, and what everybody here is doing today with the ride and everything, it's the idea that when you challenge yourself physically and you accomplish something that you haven't before, it's like your frame of reference gets pushed a little further, and you start to understand and believe that maybe you're capable of something that you didn't think you were before. And I think that is a perfect metaphor for life as well. I think that translates into life. So if you accomplish something physically that you didn't think you could, I think then you also build the confidence for, hey, maybe I can actually tackle this thing in life that I didn't think I could. Maybe I can actually apply to that job that I didn't think I was qualified for, or I didn't have the confidence to apply for. Maybe I can ask that person out on a date that I was afraid to ask on a date. Whatever the situation may be, I do find that when you achieve something in the fitness realm, there are correlations in life, and it encourages you in your own soul and within your own spirit to keep going, to keep pushing, to try something else, and get out of your comfort zone, so to speak.
Well, Jesse, I think you're absolutely right. One of the things I've always liked about fitness and sport and bike racing is you never know what you're capable of kind of until your back's against the wall and you have to step up and do it. And same thing with these, the Spartan races, adventure challenges. You push yourself to the limits and you find out what you're really capable of, and it takes you out of your comfort zone, and people rise to the occasion. And those are really inspiring words and stories, the message you shared with us. I think Program O is a tremendous initiative that you have underway. The community is really grateful, and I'm looking forward to joining you in some workouts in Stan Wadlow Park on the other side of this. I'm really grateful for everything you do.
Yeah, well, you as well, Brad. Keep up the good work.
Okay, so thanks for joining us tonight, Jesse. It's great to see you. Appreciate all of the men and women in our Toronto Police Service. And I know you guys are behind us on this, and we'll talk to you very soon, okay?
Sounds good, Brad. Okay. All the best. Keep up the good work.
Okay, thanks, Jesse. See you later.
Cheers.
Amazing. It's, the program is really fantastic, and I think just giving youth the opportunity to participate in that and have some of that mentorship and get out there and tackle those challenges is something that's really powerful, and especially at an age where it can be really transformative. Really transformative, show people what they're capable of, and very inspiring work that they do. And we're fortunate to have Sergeant Weeks in Division 55 for sure. So, what are we at? 21 minutes in. I got a great group here. I haven't been dropped yet. Davide Fertini's here. Look at this. We've got some folks from Japan on the ride, some folks from Australia. Here it's early morning over there, and I'm just humming along here in the draft. No sweat. That's wonderful. How's everyone feeling? Thumbs up. You feeling all right? Good. Awesome. There's some flexing going on there. Very good. Brett, you still doing good, man? You look great. Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna have another drink, and then 8:30. I think we're gonna check in with Dennis Matthews from the Weekend Warriors team. See how he's feeling. I don't know if you guys saw this. There's a lot of you made really cool and inspiring videos for social media. #CrushCovid. Dennis had his third daughter in his arms, newborn. He's